Maggie, you're done. Where's my son?
No, see, that's not going to work either.
I do not believe that you were talking to me this way. I was raped more times than I can remember.
Right, and your mom died, and your dad beat you. Your mom's alive. No dad on the birth certificate. You never knew him, did you? Is your mom a pro, too?
Where's my son? I need to see him.
Your son? You're never going to see that kid again. You murdered 7 men for a hotel room and a manicure.
They raped me.
You want the whole world to think that you're a victim? Well, Maggie, you're getting your wish. Because the state's going to kill you.
Don't touch me.
Maggie Peterson's DNA was found in trace evidence of both the Malachowski and Bertram murders. We also exhumed the remains of Leonard Graves. Got a match on 2 hairs.
Well, sounds like a tight case. But I'm guessing you didn't ask me here to brag.
I'm making my recommendation to the Capital Committee.
Seeking the death penalty against a woman for the first time in New York State. That ought to get some headlines.
Well, just based on the evidence, it is clear to me that this is a death penalty case.
And you want my blessing? You know my position on capital punishment, Alex.
George, you evaluated her. I want your opinion as a psychiatrist. Do you honestly believe that all these men raped her and each murder was in self-defense?
No, I don't.
Do you think she's legally insane?
She may have any number of psychiatric disorders, but she knew what she was doing was wrong. She just didn't care.
And if given the chance, will she kill again?
In a second. She is a calculating predator.
I love a good fight.
I can't believe that turned into a women's rights debate. We don't have the right to execute a woman just because she's a woman?
The majority of the Capital Committee agreed with your recommendation. We get Lewin to sign it, we make the world a safer place. Then you're labeled the enemy of feminism.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, this is a coup for women's rights everywhere. Maggie Peterson has the right to a needle in the arm, just like any other cold-blooded killer.
So she should just take it like a man.
Gender has nothing to do with it. The fact that she murdered 4 people in this jurisdiction alone does.
Oh, but she's only charged with 3. The 4th was ruled self-defense against a known rapist and murderer. I have a real problem with this.
That one incident does not change the circumstances of the other murders.
Do you think that the first woman New York State executes should be a single mother, prostitute, rape victim?
Serial killer. She knew those guys were violent. That's why she chose them, to feel morally justified.
You're saying she asked for it.
Being the victim of a violent crime does not mitigate capital punishment. Neither does being a woman or being a mother. If this was a man we were talking about, who was abused as a child and then murdered 4 women, would we even be having this discussion?
If you were seeking the death penalty, of course we would.
I don't think so, Nora. Because executing a man wouldn't offend the female constituents who put you in office.
Whom we choose to execute is always a political decision. But I'm not going to kill anyone, male or female, if there's a possibility that they acted in self-defense. You don't like it. You can always run against me next term.
Dr. Erica Olson. I'm the Chief of Emergency Services at St. Andrews.
This is a medical chart you completed after treating Maggie Peterson in the ER. Defense 1. Will you read the first highlighted portion?
Fractured cheekbone, facial locks, multiple contusions.
And please read the highlighted portion of your physician's notes.
Bilateral bruising, injuries consistent with an assault. Patient refused police notification.
Objection. Why are we hearing about the defendant's medical history?
I'd like to know that too, Miss Greer.
What is the date on that chart, Dr. Olson?
March 12, 2000.
Defense directs the court's attention to People's 4, already in evidence, the document which clearly establishes the discovery of Mr. Philip Malachowski's body by police, also dated March 12, 2000.
So now we know. Your objection's overruled, Miss Cabot.
I wasn't surprised when the police told me Vincent may have been killed by a prostitute. That was somewhat of a hobby for him.
Didn't bother you?
The men he'd stay away from me? Honestly, no.
Why?
Because I got tired of explaining the black eyes to my friends.
Objection. Vincent Bertram isn't on trial here. His murderer is.
My client maintains that she killed these men to keep them from raping or killing her. Now, if they have a history of violent behavior, the jury should hear it.
Overruled.
Defense 3. A domestic incidents report filed by Mrs. Bertram in August of last year. Now, you call the police on your husband. What did he do?
That night was unusually bad. He'd been drinking. He pulled me out of bed and started to hit me, then tear off my nightgown. Somehow I got away and got to the phone. The police showed up just in time. He would have raped me. Or killed me. I know it.
So, Maggie, you're a prostitute.
Yes.
And you admit to being responsible for ending the lives of Leonard Graves, Philip Malachowski, and Vincent Bertram.
Yes.
How do you feel about all that, Maggie?
About being a prostitute? Well, I'm not proud of it. But I do what I have to in order to make a life for myself and my son. About killing those men, I am sorry they died. But if I hadn't protected myself, they would have killed me. And my son would be alone. I thought about him. It was the only thing that I could do.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
You're not proud of being a prostitute. But you do it anyway, in spite of these alleged attacks.
I don't have a choice. I didn't grow up privileged with parents who'd send me to law school. I'm simply trying to survive.
You say you were in danger with these men, that your life was threatened.
Yes.
But the threat wasn't so great it stopped you from stealing their credit cards. You still found time to do that.
And I was only thinking of my son, of how I could make his life better.
Everything you do is for your son.
He's the most important thing in my life. He's the only good thing that I've ever done. He's my little prince.
So every day you wake up, you drop your son off at the babysitter's, and you go to work. You knowingly put yourself in danger. You knowingly place yourself in situations you cannot control where you admit you could be killed. Is that how you love your son? Is that how you take care of the most important thing in your life?
I accept the risk. I accept it on behalf of that boy. I would die for him. You can question my past.